Hi, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and today I'm going to show you how I made this rustic Dollar Tree tray. So I had this plaque from the Dollar Tree from Thanksgiving like several years ago. I'm just trying to go through my hoard of craft items and use them up. And then I have this contact paper that looks kind of marbled. It was my husband's, and I think I confiscated it from him. He probably doesn't know, but he doesn't use it anyway, so he'll be all right. And I was just checking here to see if the pattern on the plaque was going to show through on the contact paper, and it was. So I'm going to use the other side of the plaque and cover it with the contact paper. And I'm just taking off the backing of the contact paper, just a little piece of it, so that I then can put it on the plaque and then just do a little section at a time. And that way it cuts down on the air bubbles and all that you get in it. And you can get contact paper from the Dollar Tree, and I think probably the same kind. This actually came from the PX. Who knows how long ago. So I'm just pulling it down as I go, pulling the backing off as I go, and just using my hands to smooth it out. Then when I get to the bottom edge there, I'll go ahead and cut it off. Oh, my apples are running away. So I'm just going to take my little hand sander there and just sand off the edges. You could cut it with scissors if you want, but I think this way makes it look a little bit better. This is my preferred method of getting stuff off like that. Like if you Mod Podge scrapbook paper or napkins or whatever. I just use my hand sander there to get the extra off. So again, I'm just using items that I have in my stash. I'm trying not to buy so much craft items. So I am just trying to figure out things that I can use that are a little outside of the box that you wouldn't see people normally use. And I have a bunch of these packets of the little wooden apples that came from the Dollar Tree. There it is. There's 8 in a package, and I'm not quite sure how many packages I had to use, but it was quite a few. But again, I had quite a few because I ordered a case of these that came with the mushrooms. Let me see what else. 2 different types of mushrooms, the acorns and the apples. So I had a bunch of them. And I just heated up because it has a little stem at the top and you want to get that out. And I heated it up with my heat tool, and then I'm just taking my pliers and twisting it. But 3 of these just broke off, and that's fine as long as, you know, they're not poking out. It's okay. I prefer to pull the stems out, and most of them did come out, but some of them broke off. But again, like I said, that's okay. You can still use them. And you need to be careful when you're heating these up and then you touch the apple, it does get hot. So here I'm showing you how I'm twisting it. And then this stem breaks off too. So that's crazy that 3 out of the 4 broke off when I tried to do it on camera. And when I was doing it not on camera, most of them popped out because they're just like hot glued in. So I'm going to heat this up a little bit longer. Then again, I'm going to try this one, see what happens. Just twisting the apple itself, and look, you can see how it's letting go. So I'm twisting and pulling at the same time. There it is. How cool is that? So now back to the plaque, and I did put hot glue in the holes just so they wouldn't dip in, you know, make a divot. And then I'm just taking my plastic knife here and trying to scrape off the excess hot glue. I'm taking my Apple Barrel black paint, acrylic paint, and a sponge dauber, and then I'm just gonna daub it on, up and down, up and down. This is my favorite way of painting, and you usually only have to use 1 coat. So it's my preferred method of painting. And then once you get it all on there, you just wait for it to dry, or you could use your heat gun to dry it. I used my heat gun. Now I flipped it back over to the side that had the contact paper, and I got a little bit of black paint on there, and I was able just to scratch it off with my fingernail. So it's all good. And I'm just going to use this wood glue from the Dollar Tree, which I put in this Elmer's tube. Because it has a smaller spout on it, it comes out in a nearer stream of glue, and I think it works very good for crafting. So I'm putting the glue on the bottom side of the apples and then putting them down on the plaque. And I go all the way around the edge of the plaque. Trying to keep my apples pretty even. There you can see my nice gray hair. I think I was looking at the video to see where the apples were. I don't know. Now, if you don't have these apples, of course, you can use beads. I just had these and thought I would use them. Use up what you have. No point going and buying more stuff. And there you can kind of see my apples are sliding a little bit. You probably should use either super glue or maybe E6000 or something like that instead of the wood glue. But as you can see, I ended up getting paint on my arm and then I got it on my plaque. So I'm just taking a wet paper towel and seeing if I can get that off. It did lighten it a little bit, but it did not come off. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to get around this black being on there because it's not coming off and I don't want it to look like a mistake. One of those happy accidents. I guess this is a way to tie the top into the bottom. And there you can see I'm sliding my apples back up because they had slid down with this glue. But yeah, E6000 might be a better choice for this. That contact paper is pretty slick. And the wood glue kind of wanted to slide. I'm hoping it'll hold up, but I guess we'll see. If it doesn't, then I'm going to use E6000. Here I have all my apples on there. And now I'm going to figure out what to do about the black paint on there. So I take a chippy brush and put some of the black acrylic paint on it, and I'm very lightly, very, very lightly going over the top of my contact paper. Okay, once I have all that done, I'm going to take the wet paper towel and try to lighten it up a little bit. It doesn't do a whole lot to it, but it does lighten it just a tad. Now onto these wood pieces. Now these I got from Hobby Lobby around Christmas time a couple years ago, and they have this felt backing on them to keep them together. So I'm just heating up the glue on that, and then I'll be able to pull that felt off. And I've just laid out the other pieces on top of my apples there just to see if they'll fit and work out and if I like it. And now some of the wood pieces, the outer skin was kind of peeling off, so I decided just to go ahead and take as much off as I could. If you like the look of it, you know, kind of peeling, looking like it's falling off, you could certainly leave it. And now I have this section here where I'm going to have to cut one of these pieces, one of these wood pieces. So I'm holding it up to where my apples are there. There's about 2.5 there, and I marked it with a pencil. I'm going to take it to my miter saw and just cut it. And now I'm going to start gluing these together. And these do hold up well with the wood glue. So I'm just making a circle with my glue around the tops of the apples and then putting my wood piece on top. So each wood piece sits on about 4 of the apples, except for that one little piece, it's about 2.5. So what do you guys think of this rustic tray? Is this something you think you might make? I thought it was an interesting tray. Oh, there, one of my apples fell off. Had to put that back on. And there are my last 2 pieces. And that little piece there. And now I've turned the tray over and I'm going to glue some of the apples to the bottom for feet. And I glued the the top of the apple to the plaque, so that the bottom of the apple is going to be the portion that sits on your table or whatever. I had to peel a little bit more of that excess hot glue off of there because I want my apple to sit level. Now, I did glue the other one. I know it doesn't look like I do, but I did glue it earlier. And then I decided that I needed 3 more apples, just to make the tray a little bit more stable. And then that one I'm going to put in the center. And that's it for this Dollar Tree rustic tray. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Like or don't like? I kind of have mixed feelings about it. But here's a picture of it, and I have it styled in the bottom picture there. I think it looks pretty good. I don't hate it. Again, I'm Liz with Liz's Crafts, and if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe, you can. If you don't, that's okay too.